All right, everybody, welcome to Simply Bitcoin, the channel that breaks down all the daily Bitcoin news, meme review, daily fails, and the software releases. All right, we're kicking it off with the numbers. Here we go. Block motor dashboard. I love our audio. Okay, so we are at block height 657,725, Bitcoin price 17,822. Chain rewrite days 613, and total lightning capacity seems unchanged from yesterday, 1,043.34 Bitcoin.
I think the price went up, Phil.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it went up $100. I think it was at 700 yesterday.
Yeah. You're right. Okay. It's crazy.
Okay.
All right, but we don't care about number go up.
We don't care about number go up. Guys, for anyone who's wondering why the hell do we have a chicken, Satoshi the chicken likes to talk whenever the price of Bitcoin goes up. If the price of Bitcoin does not go up or it stays the same, Satoshi doesn't show up that day. He stays up. He stays as his chicken coop. Phil, it's time for
the daily fail. And yeah, so they came out with real crypto. So here we're gonna take a look at this for just a sec. Somebody fix the video.
Hi, I'm Raoul Powell, the CEO and co-founder of Real Vision. Today is an exciting day because we are launching our new channel, Real Vision Crypto. It's all about digital assets. It's there to help educate and get people up the learning curve to understand the future of finance and maybe the future of much more, the internet of value. Now, Real Vision, we're known for our in-depth analysis. We don't do sound bites and news headlines. We do real, meaningful work so you can all understand.
Okay, so guys, it's a 2-minute vid. We're not gonna drag it on. Obviously, it's in the show notes, so you could check it out. Shout out to Bitcoin Marcus for fixing that video for us and putting in the proper terminology. Oh my gosh. I mean, look, Raul's an interesting guy, right? Because he talks a big game about Bitcoin and then all of a sudden, like a switch, he starts the shit coining. And this is like, again, this is the part where we get into personal responsibility, right? To each their own. He can do whatever he wants. But the reality is that he has a lot of people watching, right? There's a lot of followers, and there's a lot of people that may be easily influenced. And instead of, bringing them to something like Bitcoin, he's talking to them about Bitcoin, but he's offering them the shitcoin casino, which, obviously benefits him much more. So
absolutely, and he's offering a paid service, dude. It's a paid service,
Oh yeah,
and anyone that guys, listen. This is very simple. Watch your show, to keep up to date with Bitcoin and all that stuff. But you don't need anything. You don't need anyone's advice. You don't need to pay anyone. It's very simple. Just buy Bitcoin and hold it.
Yeah,
that's it. If you guys want to know what's going on with Bitcoin, Twitter's a great resource. Simply Bitcoin's an awesome resource, but we're all free, So just buy Bitcoin and hold it. That's all you need to do. It's really that simple, And all these paid services, they're all scams, literally. If they were so good, they wouldn't tell you about it. If they really had a secret sauce, they wouldn't tell the world about it.
No, of course not.
Exactly.
Everybody just actually uses it themselves. The people that actually have a secret sauce use it themselves.
Exactly. They don't go around touting the secret sauce. Phil, it's time for
the daily meme review.
All right. So the daily meme is brought to us by Richard James tag _BTC. Let's check it out. I haven't seen this before, so.
We're dealing with something that is systematically chewing away fiat currency. This monster that's just like clawing away with its arms. Every time the arm reaches out, it pulls in more and more fiat. And it is just executing. It's insane. What the hell is this Bitcoin thing, and it's not even real, and it's backed by absolutely nothing, and they're trading one of these digital fake coins for $20,000. That's what the typical person is thinking.
Hey, guilty as charged.
I'm feeling pretty bullish about Bitcoin right now, chewing up fiat, right? It's the monsters there, like pulling the fiat in through the freaking roof. When you look at who's going to just absolutely get wrecked, I'm excited. It just went over 20,000 again. And it went over 20,000 aggressively. And it has the highest Sharpe ratio you've ever seen. And it has no correlation to anything. The stock to flow model is going to be invalidated, and it's going to be invalidated to the upside.
Straight into my veins, Preston. Straight into my veins, Preston.
It gets wild. It gets crazy. It's nuts. Oh boy. You get on the Roger Ver route, and it's like, why? What the hell's that? Why is that doing what it's doing? You're going to have this thing that looks like a rocket that's shooting to the moon. Like, what the heck is happening? Separation velocity that pushes it out of that orbit and just basically goes out into space, right? How's that possible? What is that? And it's going to come like a flipping tsunami.
Bullish as hell, Preston.
Yeah, I mean, I am. I'm pretty bullish on it. Be quiet. Shut your mouth. Mentally prepare yourself to do some crazy things. The best buying opportunity that you have between now and the rest of your life.
Amen to that, bro.
Man,
Wow. That was worth every freaking second. You know how like we watch some memes sometimes and they're a little bit overextended?
yeah.
That was worth every single
Oh.
second. Phil,
Every second.
I'm gonna give it a perfect 10. What about you?
I am giving it a perfect 10. I can't not.
Dude, it had everything. It had all the cultural references. It had Space Odyssey 2020 or whatever, that movie with the monkeys and the giant, the black thing, and it's so perfect. It was a great meme. It was great. And then that bullish speech by that guy. I don't know who he is. I want to find out who he is because he was talking some wisdom there. That was awesome. What are your thoughts on it, Phil?
Okay, so it had the symbolism, it gave goosebumps, and it gave laughs. Okay. So, I mean, I think it was, okay. Maybe the only piece is that it wouldn't be relatable to somebody, let's say below a certain age, but I don't think that really matters because it's relatable to anybody that would be curious. Right. So anybody that's curious about money, this is totally relatable, and it'll at the very least make you start thinking and asking about Bitcoin.
Absolutely.
I loved it.
It was a highly effective meme. Exactly right.
Highly effective meme.
Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks. Okay, so this is an awesome day for news because I just get to take a bad word on banks. Okay, so Bitcoin has gained 180% since the European Central Bank called it the evil spawn of the financial crisis. And I'm just gonna pull up this other article where it says Deutsche Bank, but it's actually Deutsche Bank, says CBDs will replace money. So, guys, you see the clash going on, but I have a feeling who's gonna win, right? And the best part about it is that Douchebank goes after, and he says Douchebank says investors increasingly prefer Bitcoin over gold as a hedge.
Look what just happened.
So the European Central Bank admits that they call it the evil spawn. It's up 180% after the fact. They try to spew out their own version of Bitcoin with central bank digital currencies, and Douchebank themselves reports that investors prefer Bitcoin over gold. I can't feel. I have to mute myself.
Dude, we can't even make this. We can't even make this up. Like, you can't even make this shit up, man. It's real. It's so sad. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, it's bullish for us, but it's just so sad for, obviously for them. But at the same time, right? Who would have thought, right, that we'd see so soon that Bitcoin is now being preferred over gold. And of course, we understand very well why, right?
Dude,
It's just so much. It's just so much easier to deal with, to work with, to transport, to secure. It's
the
I'm sorry.
liquidity of it, dude. It's like try selling.
It's perfect.
Try selling $50,000 worth of gold, physical gold.
Yeah.
Try doing it. Try doing it. Right, you're gonna pick up that gold, take it to the jewelry store. They're gonna pay a premium. Try selling 50,000. No, try selling $100 million worth of Bitcoin. Sell like that, right? So it's and it's just so funny. Like, one article's like this, and then the other article's like this, and it just contradicts itself. You see these bankers just completely imploding, and that's just glorious to watch. They totally deserve it. And
I just want to add one piece about that, okay, about the gold. So otherwise you would go to a place like Kitco, okay? You would go to a Kitco desk, and over there's obviously a KYC process to sell your gold. Okay, so at that moment, all of that is documented. Whereas when it comes to Bitcoin, you can easily transfer it to somebody else.
Absolutely,
without there being any censorship. But of course, with an off ramp, there is, the government does know that you've now removed your Bitcoin.
Absolutely, but not to mention the weight of gold, Phil. The weight. $100 million.
You have to transport that. You have to transport it. I mean, it's just not. It's totally not feasible.
Yeah,
it's really not feasible anymore, and it doesn't make sense. It already had its day in the sun. It lost. It got dethroned by fiat. It got dethroned by something totally fake.
So now there's a new king in town, and speaking of more bullish news, right? Even though I've never laughed so hard about news before, guys.
I was gonna lose you there, man.
Dude, it was just back to back, just crapping on the bankers, and
douche bank.
I love that, right? Deutsche Bank, not douche bank. Okay. Anyways, so Bitcoin mining revenue hits yearly high after return to pre-halving levels. Guys, listen. So Bitcoin mining revenue has topped $20 million per day. Guys, listen. This is incredibly bullish because this attracts more miners. We've been reporting this more. We've been reporting a lot of actual big institutional miners flooding into the space because they want to get this piece of the pie. And what happens? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more miners come in, the more secure Bitcoin. And guess what? That's Bitcoin's value proposition. The higher the price of Bitcoin goes. And guess what happens every 4 years? The halving, baby. So that supply gets cut in half, right? So it's incredibly bullish, that mining revenue is again reaching an all-time high after the halving. After their block reward, right? Every 10 minutes got cut in half from 12 something to 6.5. It was 12.5 to 6.25. Guess what? Mining revenue returned to all-time high, right? And that shows you that the capital, because mining is very capital intensive, is very confident about where the price of Bitcoin is going.
All I have to say is my mining death spiral narrative. It was supposed to happen. The halving was supposed to make it so that nobody wanted to mine this anymore because you're not going to make enough money. So the article you just showed us is obviously false, right? Because there's supposed to be less money, so it's not supposed to work like this. I mean, the thing about Bitcoin is that time and time again, this is what we see. We see a bunch of BS narratives go out there, okay, from a bunch of people who just want to see Bitcoin fall apart so they could pump their bags, and then Bitcoin doesn't care, just keeps going, and before you know it, it just destroys their narrative. It just destroys their use case, and it just chugs along.
Exactly. Honey Badger doesn't care. And those 3 articles with douchebag perfectly prove it. You couldn't make this up if you tried, man. Oh my God. Phil, there's a software release today. Why don't you tell us about it?
Software releases. All right, let's take a look. All right, so today we've got Whirlpool CLI version 10 0.10.9 that was released, and the details of it will be in the show notes below.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Simply Bitcoin. If you guys like the show, you know what to do. If you guys love the show, subscribe. And of course, we'll see you tomorrow for another episode, ladies and gentlemen.